Andy Halliday has said that no one wants to play host to a trophy parade for another team. We'll talk about that this morning. Kyogo has said that he is honoured and explains why he's honoured to play for the Glasgow Celtic. Celtic have had a secret scout, as a 62-year-old has revealed himself as a secret scout for Celtic over the past couple of years. Matt O'Riley this morning has been talking about mental health and social media and the big issues with social media, and Australia player believes that Ange Postecoglou will not leave Celtic this summer or anytime soon. That's all in today's Celtic FC news. So back to the Andy Halliday story. Obviously we travel to Tynecastle with a reduced fan base as always this weekend, but if we go to Tynecastle and we win, it would be mathematically impossible for anyone else to win the league. So they didn't lose it and Celtic didn't win it. Anyway, just 3 points just needed. We obviously go there, and Andy Halliday has come out and said that he's confident that they don't need the main motivation. He says under Stephen Naismith, he says we're looking to close the gap with Aberdeen, and that is our main thoughts. Says, but there's no way we're going to let Celtic win the league on our ground. Celtic have been the most dominant side in Scotland for a period of time. He says our games over the last 2 years have been really competitive. We haven't always got the result, and I don't think you're going to get the result this weekend. I think Celtic are just going to have one train of thought: win this game at any cost. You know, never mind playing good football, nice looking football, just win this game at any cost. Get this league title done and dusted. I'm talking about league titles, and we're on course for a treble this season, and obviously we have had quite a few trebles in our history, but let's not take it for granted. I think we've been kind of spoilt as Celtic fans over the last few years. I mean, the first treble was under Jock Stein, 1966-67 season, which was a fantastic season. We won everything, and then 68-69 season, and then we didn't win another one until 2000-2001 under Martin O'Neill. So that shows you how hard it is to actually win a treble. I mean, people are saying that Celtic have had it easy in the league and that. You still have to beat the teams that are in front of you. The next treble was obviously 2016-2017 under Brendan Rodgers, and then we went on a bit of a run, 2017, 2018, 2018, 2019, and 2019, 2020. The last time we actually won the treble, and that was a quadruple treble, and we were history makers then. So that's the 7 that we've won previously. We win this one, and that'll be a record-breaking 8 trebles. 8 trebles that we've won as a club. Now, that should not be taken. You know, you need to sit back, and these players have done absolutely everything asked of them. And you've got to remember that some of these players are just young lads. It shouldn't be overlooked to say the fact that Matt O'Riley is only 22, and he's urged caution when you see football players as public property and not people. And I totally get them for that, because I mean, it's social media, that for all the good that social media does, even on this platform. I mean, I've had some amount of stick on this platform, and you see some of the comments, there's a lot of things that I delete before anyone else kind of sees them, but it is what it is. You're in the public eye. You don't put yourself out there to get the abuse. You know, the 22-year-old midfield player appears to have everything going for him. The Danish under-21 had the opportunity to claim his second straight league winners medal when obviously they win at Hearts. But it was only 16 months ago he was at MK Dons, and following a 1.5 million move, Matt O'Riley's life changed beyond all recognition. I mean, the fact that he can walk down the street, he's became a vital player for Celtic. He does get some stick, but you have to remember he's only 22 years old. He's not got lifetime's experience. You know, it seems to have impacted him. He went on to say he had a dip in form during the winter months, and he hinted that it was due to unspecified personal reasons. We do need to take a step back sometimes. He says there's a lot of stuff that happens on the pitch that you see, but there's a lot of stuff that happens off the pitch that isn't obvious to the naked eye. He says that these get overlooked because you're seen as a footballer instead of a person. He says, I'm in a good place mentally now. He says, and usually that's the case. He says the rest of it takes care of itself. Social media is a platform where people only post the good things in their life. People don't go there and say, I'm having a really bad day. It doesn't happen. He says that's where everybody goes and sees all the fluffy stuff. You know, people don't see the hard work that Matt O'Riley probably put in the years before to get to where he is now. You know, the fact that he was at Fulham, he went to MK Dons just purely to play football. He wasn't going to make it at Fulham, so he dropped down the leagues. You know, and it is hard for these young players, and we do put, especially foreign players in Scotland, we put them on a pedestal, and we give our homegrown players a hell of a lot of stick that is so unjustified sometimes, so unjustified. I think we can be a little bit, when it comes to our own players, I think we really need to sort of take a step back. He says, after adjusting to the intense glare which Celtic players find themselves in as celebrities in this country, he says it's far from straightforward. He says tough times can intimidate people faced with different challenges and coping with different demands as a placed him in his job. He says more pressure comes in his own head than externally. As much as external noises come, he says these are pressures that it's nothing to do with him. He says he's set a high standard, and maintaining that level is one thing that he's looking forward to doing. He says he admitted himself, I'm still pretty young. I still have a lot to learn in the game. I'm getting better. And he's trying not to be too hard on himself. He's only 22, for goodness sake, you know. So, yeah, it is one of those things with players we need to watch out for. So basically, has been the new director of football at Hibs, Brian McDermott, says that he was a Celtic super scout for the last couple of years. He obviously scouted for Arsenal between 2016 and 2020, but after 2020, during the COVID years, he done some video scouting for Celtic, and he says that Celtic, there's some good players that Celtic were after that they didn't get. He says, but there's some players that are playing for them just now that they did get. Moving on to Australia, former Socceroos star Robbie Slater doesn't believe Ange Postecoglou will leave Celtic anytime soon. He says the managerial playground that is the Premier League down in England, he says, with Celtic on the verge of the domestic treble, he says, in Scotland, he says, Ange has unfinished business in the form of the Champions League, and everyone that knows Ange or has worked with Ange has said that he will stay at Celtic purely for going directly into the Champions League. It's not all about money. But I mean, the Rangers fans before the semi-final game were all saying that Ange Postecoglou would leave to double his wages and he would do that for his family and all this nonsense. He says the style of football that Ange is playing and brought it into Celtic, he says he will not leave Celtic. He has taken on a project and he tends to stay until he's finished the project. Aside from rumours interest from Spurs, Brighton, Wolves, Leeds, Everton, Leicester, you know, he says there's no way that he'll leave Celtic for especially a mid-table team, or even it'd have to be one of the top teams. He says Celtic finished bottom of their group in the Champions League this year, but the experience gained with the likes of playing Real Madrid, better results will follow next season. He also went on to say that Celtic losing the Scottish Cup final against a second tier side, Caledonian Thistle, would not be the biggest boil over in the world of football history. I'm sorry, mate, that just wouldn't happen, and there would be the Scottish media. I don't think you realise what the Scottish media did to Celtic when Invercally went ballistic the last time. Anyway, what do you think the score will be this weekend? What do you think the team will be? I think I'm going to go for 3-0 this weekend. Can't see Hearts scoring against us. They have had a bit of a resurgence, but I think Andy Halliday is always a cracker for us getting one over. We like to get one over Andy Halliday, and we've sung many a good songs, especially at Hampden, for Andy Halliday. So on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. I shall see you. Might do another one this evening. I'll see what Celtic news comes out this afternoon. If not, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party.